What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to what can only be described as an emergency video here on Anfield Agenda. I have not one, not two, not three, but maybe four bombshells to drop this evening. I am, of course, going to give you my take on what Jamie Carragher has had to say about the Mohamed Salah situation. We'll take you through ENQUIRIES, what they call exclusive, that the decision has been made and Salah will be sold. We'll also give you word from our friends at Anfield Index who say that the Reds have opened some conversations with Cesc Fabregas of Como about a potential vacancy. And then, of course, we'll talk about the situation with Xabi Alonso and Real Madrid. There will be lots more as well, but of course I want to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video. And don't forget, we do have a game tomorrow in the Champions League against Inter. And we'll be live here from 6:45 p.m. to take you through the game. The Anfield Agenda podcast was supposed to come out this evening, but we've pushed that back to 10 a.m. in the morning because this video, well, it needed to be made. So look, let's start off with the Jamie Carragher situation. Lots of people in the stream tonight were asking me for my take on it. And like many other things that have happened over the past few weeks, I agree with some of it and I disagree with some of it. I need to start off from this premise. Jamie Carragher is a paid pundit that is paid for his opinions and as a former player of the club has every right to give them. He was also name dropped for Mohamed Salah, so we certainly expected him to clap back. But he has had a certain energy towards Mohamed Salah for a while that I don't think he holds other people to the same account for. I don't remember so much frustration and anger when Trent was sticking two fingers up to the fans and the club to snake his way over to Real Madrid. I don't remember the same energy there. I don't remember Arne Slot being held to account for the failings, because the Liverpool way suits when they want to use it as a way to undermine somebody. But where's the Liverpool way for accountability for results? Where's the Liverpool way when Canade, week after week, is making mistakes that are throwing the whole team under the bus? So I'm all for strong opinions, but I'd like to see a consistency of them. So let's have a look at some of what Jamie Carragher's had to say. He said, when we're talking about throwing people under the bus, he's thrown Liverpool right back under the bus for the 8 years. Can you imagine playing behind him for 8 years? But we accept it because he's a superstar and he scored 250 goals and given me as a Liverpool supporter one of the greatest nights of my life. He goes on to say, one thing I want to remind Salah and maybe his agent, before he came to Liverpool, Mo Salah was known as the guy who failed at Chelsea. That's just a fact. He's also the greatest player the country has ever had. Egypt in the AFCON are the most successful nation. He hasn't won the AFCON. That's not me trying to put him down as a player. What it tells me is Mo Salah and his agent, it's not about an individual. You were not a star when you came to Liverpool. No matter how good of a player you are, you need help from teammates, the manager and the fans. It's important he remembers that. When he's talking there, it's all about me. And like I said, there is a lot of that I agree with. A lot of Mo's language has been me. And he has a point that Mo only speaks when he needs something or things aren't going for Mo. There's a lot of that I don't disagree with. But I do think and wish that there would be the same level of accountability held to Arne and some others. That's the only take I have on that, really. Carragher's a paid pundit. He's paid for his opinion. We don't have to always agree with it, but he is paid to give it. Just as I'm free to have mine and you're free to have yours. But I don't think too many people are questioning really enough the manager's failures, Canade's failures, Gakpo's failures, and others who seem to be getting away scot-free. Our friends at Anfield Index have put up an exclusive. Shout out to those guys, by the way. Do go and show them some love. They write, Liverpool have held initial talks with Como head coach Cesc Fabregas as a potential replacement for Arne Slot. Senior figures are impressed by his progress at the Serie A club, but will only make a decision on the managerial position on their own terms. Now, I want to read out something from Melissa Reddy, but before I do, I want to ask you for your take on the Cesc Fabregas link. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything I can add to this conversation. I don't watch much Italian football, and I've watched absolutely none of Como's time, so I've no idea what style he plays, whether it be suited to Liverpool. I really do need your help on that one. Melissa Reddy, who I think is one of the greatest journalists currently plying their trade in the UK, has once again, I think, succinctly put this situation up for what it really is. And let me read you some of what Melissa had to say. I'm opposed to players going rogue and doing anything that creates problems and tension in a team environment. I agree with there being consequences. But I imagine the things Mohamed Salah has since read, listened to and watched will have only furthered his feeling of being disrespected, targeted and scapegoated. Some crazy rewriting of recent history spliced with personal attacks. Thank you. That, ladies and gentlemen, is journalism. Henry Winter and his Nuanced Balance post an article is journalism. Not the yes men who just parrot the club's narrative and are happy to get the knives out and attack somebody while letting others off the hook. That's why I have respect for proper journalism, like that of Melissa Reddy, and no respect for the yes men who just do what the club tell them to. And I don't think I'm on my own with that one. Next up, Indy Kayla said, exclusive, bomb drop, Liverpool just decided to sell Mo Salah in January. You heard it here, that's right. Despite the club briefing journalists this morning that Liverpool want to keep Mo Salah, that was to keep everyone calm. Sources whisper the top bosses have overruled everyone and said he's gone. Arne Slot barely got a say. Sporting director and the big suits pull the trigger. They're only selling once valuation is met and will immediately activate Antoine Semenyo's release clause to replace him. Salah's agent uncovered Liverpool's secret plot to ship him to Saudi Arabia behind his back, and that angered the Egyptian star, according to club sources. So, somebody in the chat pointed this out to me pretty quickly. Liverpool have just decided to sell Mo Salah in January, just this minute, but Salah's agent uncovered the plot to sell Mohamed Salah to January. Both things can't be right. So, which one is it then? I guess we'll find out soon enough, because that is a very blunt statement, and if right, fair play. Absolutely, credit will be given. But it is a very bold thing to say, and let's wait and see what happens. Will Salah really be sold? Are Liverpool going to trigger Antoine Semenyo's contract? And was it really just decided now? Because the last part about it being uncovered that they wanted to ship him to Saudi, I can believe that. But let's wait and see. Also, from Indy Kayla, Mo Salah is open to all options, including playing for Barcelona, Real Madrid or Bayern Munich, but a Saudi contract offer could be the most appealing. More update on Slot's future. Arne Slot has been told his job is under threat and results need improving immediately. But if Real Madrid axe Xabi Alonso in the coming weeks, Liverpool will approach him to become Anfield coach instantly. And finally this evening, folks, this from the Daily Express. Liverpool had scouts watching RB Leipzig starlet Jan Diamonde as he bagged a hat-trick in a 6-0 win over Eintracht Frankfurt on Saturday. Following Mo Salah's explosive post-match interview against Leeds, the Reds could now accelerate plans for a long-term successor. Liverpool also have Bournemouth winger Antoine Semenyo on their list, with a £65 million release clause becoming active in January. And we believe that that's only active early January, in the first maybe 10 days to 2 weeks. So that is the next level of craziness that has unfolded this evening, ladies and gents. It is truly shocking how all of this stuff is coming out. Take some of it with a pinch of salt. Some of it we don't know if it's true, but we are going to find out sooner or later. Also want to remind you guys that there is no Endo, no Gakpo travelled over to the game against Inter Milan. The only actual winger that we have available for the game is going to be young Rio Ngamoa, because Fede also didn't travel over as he's ill. So that's where we're at for now. Now it's over to you to let us know your thoughts. We'll see you tomorrow. Much love.